2 years back that all teachers must be under an annual contract. I will follow that law. I cannot think of any other industry in our world today where you are guaranteed a job. Not only will I follow the law, I will use common sense. You have to perform, you have to earn your job, and that's appropriate for teaching or any profession. But most importantly, we will follow the law and adhere to the statutes.
We have time for a couple more questions. Yes, ma'am.
Joyce Fraser. My question is, readiness for school is one of the biggest problems with low-performing schools. And you've talked about the community involvement, but is anyone mentoring the parents? Because that's where I think the readiness really begins. And I think there are parents who really don't know how to help their children, and they need coaching. Is there any program to provide that, or any thought in that regard? District 1?
Let's start with Dudley. Mr. Dudley.
Well, statistics are huge in favor of parental involvement with a success rate in school. I mean, it's not even close. Parents who become engaged with their students' education, their kids do far better. And what we need to do is reach out to those parents. It's, parent is not just having a child. Parent is working with that child and making him grow, nurture, and whatever. And the schools need to reach out and get going.
This is a complex issue. Right now, the Melrose community is starting a family engagement, going door to door, just in the beginning of the schools, to get people, families that are involved, that have children at their schools, to get them encouraged to come to a class, a school meeting. This is going to be a door-to-door effort, using people within the community to do a grassroots effort to encourage the people in the community. And I think that's a successful way to reach out to people who have been there. I don't believe top-down management works in these kinds of situations.
I mentioned it a little while ago, but I think we need strong parent involvement, and I talked about it a second ago talking about we need parent boot camps. Just because your child's in the school does not necessarily mean that you know how to tutor that student, you know how to parent that student necessarily, how to apply proper discipline. And we need strong programs that help address that also. And I think that maybe is part of our job as a school board to expand in that area and partner with like the Neighborhood Asian Family Center. I know as a foster parent, when I went through classes to learn how to parent. And it was a great opportunity, it taught me a great deal of information.
Okay, we have one more question. Mr. Jennings.
My question is for District 5 candidates. Todd Jennings. Families with children with special needs, there's a lot of resources out there for them on the state, federal, and local level, but they are underutilized, especially in low-income neighborhoods. What can the school system do better to ensure that all of our special needs families are aware of what resources are available?
Why don't we start with Mr. Petrocelli? Then we'll go to Mr. Santana and then discuss.
Supposedly, the general curriculum was to be at the schools this past week. In the past week, I've talked to 3 special ed teachers who say the school curriculum for this year has not arrived, and they're saying it's 2 or 3 weeks before the school curriculum for special ed will arrive. Oops, again?
I've talked to some parents that have children that are in that category, and I've talked to some teachers that teach these children, and they all tell me that even though that on paper it looks really rosy and everything is being addressed, that the realities are different. We need to make sure that the parents know what services are available, and we need to make sure that the schools are providing the services that we say we are providing. Because it's essential that we address this issue, because we're talking about someone's life, we're talking about well-being of our community, and we have to.
We have worked with community community organizations that have been formed that are helping parents understand what resources are out there and are available. I think we can do a better job at making sure that we communicate what is available to parents more than just at the IEP meetings, which is the instructional education plan meetings when we have the children. We have social workers that are working with families now and letting them know what resources are available. So our communication is something that we're striving to move forward.
Okay, I have one more fun question, just real quick. We're going to wrap this up while they do some data. Many of you are aware of the state law that rewards teachers if they scored really well on their high school SAT. So board members, you technically are part of the educational staff and you're paid the same rate as teachers. If you were in the classroom, would you qualify for that bonus? And it's 80 percentile. At the time you took the SAT, you were in the top 20 percentile of scores. Do you have any idea?
Absolutely, I'm bright, as my mom called me son.
I'm not going to make up some answer here. I mean, I would have no idea what my SAT scores are, and I think that's kind of a cruel way to judge people based on a test from so long ago.
I don't know what my SAT score was, so.
Though I don't agree with that program in Tallahassee, yes, I would call.
I know what my score is. I don't know whether it would have been in the top 20 or not, but the fact that I was accepted at college, I would think so. I don't agree with that law either. I don't think it's an indicator of what educators can do.
About 20% of the college dropouts scored high on their SATs.
I think our good teachers should be rewarded. I don't think this is a good measure of it, and I never took the SAT.